Peace to the family, peace to the family. I hope everybody's doing well out there. This video was kind of a build on top of one of the classes we held on Patreon, where I broke down how to handle yourself in a courtroom, at least to show that you're standing on your own authority. Okay, so this is a build off of that, but with something that has happened in real life. Okay, so here we have a gentleman who claims he's a sovereign citizen and who also wants to represent himself. First things first, family. A sovereign, this is where we got to use our ears. A sovereign and a citizen, two separate things, right? So a sovereign citizen does not exist. It cancels each other out. So anybody who says they're a sovereign citizen, get away from them. They are ignorant, and they're going to teach you ignorance. I understand that we've heard the term sovereign citizen, and after so many times of hearing it, we start to believe that it means one thing. No, it literally cancels each other out. It makes no sense. So that's his first mistake. Now, Daryl Brooks is charged with running over 6 people. I believe he killed 6 people, or he's being charged with running over 6 people. Okay, so first we got to lay the bases out. But this is the gentleman who is claiming sovereign citizenship. Sovereign means in your own, I'm summarizing. It means to be in your own authority, realizing your sovereign power or your sovereign authority, right? To be a citizen means to be a slave. I'm summarizing. Once again, I'm summarizing. Of course, we can go into the legal definition and break it all the way. I'm summarizing. So a sovereign citizen makes no sense. So he's already messed up, but he wants to represent himself. So we're going to read this as it goes. While in court, Brooks, who said he is a sovereign citizen, got stuck on how the state of Wisconsin could even be an injured party. Family, that is correct. He is right and exact. He is right and exact. For a crime to be committed, there has to be an injured party. Okay? So when we go into a courtroom and it says the state of Ohio versus King Dumas, the state of Ohio is supposedly the representation of the injured party, but it is not the injured party. For me to be accused of a crime, for me to be charged with the crime, there has to be an injured party present. So when he is asking the judge and he will not let up off of this one point, that is exactly what he is supposed to do, what you are supposed to do, whether it's a traffic ticket, a domestic, it does not matter what it is. When the state of blank and blank versus John Doe, state of blank and blank is the injured party. We know that's not true because the state of Ohio cannot be injured because it is not an actual being. So for Mr. Brooks, he is not letting the judge get past this one flaw that we all fall for. Now, you can be mad at him and condemn him for being guilty of an alleged crime. I'm not here to tell you what to feel about this gentleman. I'm showing you that even though he's mistaken in calling himself a sovereign citizen, he is right and exact for requesting and demanding that the courts present an injured party named the state of Wisconsin. He is right and exact. Darrow, the judge, told Brooks to talk to his attorneys. When you talk to your attorneys, you are giving away your power over self, your sovereign power of self. Okay, so this is why he's representing himself. If he wants to still represent himself, he has until 9 a.m. on Wednesday to file a waiver of attorney for him. Now, what this gentleman did was, when he was summoned to the courtroom and he seen the state of Wisconsin versus Mr. Brooks, he immediately realized that the state of Wisconsin is not the injured party. So how could they speak on behalf of an injured party if they don't actually exist. The state of Wisconsin isn't an actual entity, a person, a living, breathing human. For a crime to be committed, you have to bring forth the injured party, or the injured party, depending on, how many. So the judge says, you have demonstrated through this hearing that you don't have a basic understanding of some things that are going on, the judge said. So I'm going to give you time to reconsider this request. And if you were in class, I broke this down, which is funny that I broke it down and then something like this happens in real life. I broke this down all the way down. You know how class is. We really get into the details. And what did I say? If you stay on their neck and you do not allow them to just proceed forward, because the judge has to make sure that the defendant is fully comprehensible and fully understands every aspect of the crime that he's being accused of. If I do not fully understand or fully comprehend, we cannot move forward. So Mr. Brooks is making sure that they don't move forward until they do this correctly, and which would be to bring in an injured party to accuse him. The accuser has to be there to say, yes, that's him. The state of Wisconsin isn't a physical being that sees or hears anything. So Mr. Brooks is being accused of ramming his SUV through a group of people at Christmas and killing 6 people. Okay? Now, I'm not in defense of what he did. It has nothing to do with that. Those with ears to hear and eyes to see, hear and see what I'm speaking on. I'm speaking on the legal perspectives. So he's being accused. That's a key word, accused. It has to be proven without a doubt that I did this. The injured party has to come in to be the one to accuse and say, yes, it's him. The state of Wisconsin is not that person. It's not a person. So Mr. Brooks is standing on that. We cannot move forward until this is corrected. If this is not corrected, we can't move forward. And this is the reason that the judge tossed the hearing. Now in class, we went over the same exact scenario. Well, I presented a scenario and I broke down how we stand on our authority. And literally, this news article comes up maybe 4 days after. Family, understand, with any court hearing or any interaction in a legal matter, nothing can proceed forward if the defendant, the accused, is not fully understanding every aspect of the procedures being held against him. So, if I don't understand a word, one word, and how it and what it means in a legal arena, the judge has to break this down and explain it to me until I fully understand it. For any crime to be committed, there has to be an injured party. And I'm very understandable of the people out there that says, well, there's 6 dead accusers, right? I understand that. Once again, I am not in defense of this gentleman. I am speaking on the legal perspectives. Okay? So, when he asked the judge, how is the state of Wisconsin my accuser when they are a fictitious entity? For a crime to be committed and me to be charged with that crime, the injured party or an injured party has to step forward as my accuser. That is not being provided. What is being provided is the state of Wisconsin, which is a fictitious entity, which cannot accuse me of anything, which cannot say I did anything, which cannot point a finger towards me. It can't do anything. It's a fiction. It's a fictitious representative. It doesn't work here. So this gentleman is not letting up on the judge or the prosecutors, which he shouldn't. It doesn't matter what you're charged with. There is legal procedures that have to be met. You have rights that have to be met. So before we get into, or before some of the listeners get in their emotional responses, we have to discipline ourselves to know law, okay? So, if it doesn't matter what the accusation, remember these are still accusations, you are innocent until proven guilty with the presumption of innocence. Once again, you are innocent until proven guilty with the presumption of innocence. And it is upon the prosecutor and the judge, right? Or it's up to the prosecutor to prove without a doubt that you are guilty. At the same time, the judge must explain anything that you don't understand until you do. Once again, it is showing on the screen as I'm speaking. This is not me speaking out of ignorance. This is me speaking through law. Okay, so this quote unquote sovereign citizen, which is just a very ignorant thing to call yourself, even though he made that mistake on his quote unquote status, right? At least he understood the mission. He understood that the state of wherever isn't real. It is not the injured party, and for a crime, for me to be charged with a crime, there has to be an injured party present to accuse, to point, to say it was me, blah, 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 blah. Judge, that is not happening right now. I cannot move forward we cannot move forward if this is not corrected. Now, the judge does not want the rest of the people in court to get any ideas like, oh, they're catching on. So what the judge will do is what the judge did here. They will stop the hearing and use whatever excuse out loud to the public to stop it. When really this is a small victory for this man, because he knew basic law. She said that he was ignorant of what was going on in the courtroom. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's fully aware of what's going on, and that's why he's checking it in on y'all. This is why he's not. If he was wrong in this hearing, the court hearing would proceed. But the judge understands he's making a valid point. And the judge understands that they cannot bring in a physical human body named the state of Wisconsin. So what the judge has to do is put on a charade for the people watching and dismiss the hearing for that day. You understand what I'm saying? That way it looks like the defendant is ignorant and the court is not trying to get over on him. It's still a play by the courts. Okay? Also, he's representing himself because he understands when you give a lawyer the right to speak for you, you have given up your right as a living, breathing man or person, human being. Now you are, you got to shut the fuck up. You let somebody else represent you. You cannot represent yourself anymore. He understood that. So he understands the mission. Now what he has to do is get rid of that dumbass sovereign citizen title he wants to carry, because it just doesn't make sense at all. And especially going into a legal arena. Once again, family, it's right in front of you. This is not me speaking from just wanting to talk to you. This is law speaking. The state of Wisconsin is not a living, breathing person. It's a corporation that it's not real. It's not a physical, living, breathing spirit, soul. So he's making sure that the courts do their job and protects his rights, of course, and brings in the injured party. Now, to end this video and to clarify my stance on this video, I am not defending what he's doing. I am not in defense on what he did. I am simply teaching through an actual experience that we can use right now. If you are in a courtroom in the state of Mississippi is against you, you need to find the injured party if you're being accused of a crime. That's what he's doing. The proceeding cannot go any further because the judge cannot provide that. He knows his shit enough. He needs to know more of it though, because obviously he's made some mistakes. Make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Peace.